Hmm. I'm continuing my journey, my health journey here. I've been on this kick for 6 months, the keto diet. And to date, I have lost 31 pounds. I'm not really weighing myself a whole lot, not obsessively weighing myself. Um, but I wanted to talk about some of the benefits I've kind of noticed um, from cutting out. I cut out sugar completely 6 months ago. I do eat stuff like this. This is some strawberries and some cottage cheese. I've always had anxiety, so uh, just from bullshit, life bullshit, being homeless, freaking collecting cans, it just all comes back to me when I was homeless. And being in the Marines and all that freaking yelling and bullshit there. And I've never been really much on the authority. I really don't like authority figures because it's all a bunch of freaking control crap. So it gives me anxiety. Even though I'm not like a criminal, I have never done any major criminal activities. I've been around a lot of criminal crap. Seen a guy get uh, die from being shot up by some dude with heroin, and then I gave the guy a ride out to California and found out that he was the one that injected him with the shit. So that's just one of the things that I've been through in life. I was arrested on attempted murder at one time, which was thrown out because it wasn't the case. But you know how people love to lie. So a lot of that stuff gives me anxiety. So for me, being retired now at 63 years old, Jesus, I made it this long. Shit. I had to dive deep into my life, my existence. Now that I'm retired, I have everything I ever wanted. I worked very hard for it, but I've realized that you can have everything. Like I had a couple of cars, surfboards, bikes, guitars, computers. I got all that crap. I got all the stuff that I always thought that I always wanted, uh, but still had the anxiety. And I'm not sure where it all stems from. There's something happens in people's lives where, you know, a freaking screw gets freaking cut loose or something. But I wanted to talk about this whole keto thing, keto diet, and what this keto diet has done for me personally. Uh, Number one, it's helped with some of my cognitive skills because I have a tendency to be kind of, um, uh, well, I had the meningitis, so I have a tendency to kind of get off the topic if I'm talking about something. My mind will go, oh yeah, and then blah blah blah. So I have a hard time keeping on topic. It's mostly because of the meningitis I had 20 years ago. But I did notice with the keto diet that some of my cognitive skills have come back, as well as a lessening of my anxiety and depression, which I think a lot of it came from just drinking when my life sucked so bad. I would just drink. Be like, I'm just going to freaking get drunk. So I quit drinking 20 years ago. So the keto diet, number one, it's helped me lose weight. So I went from 274 to 243, something like that, 31 pounds, I don't know. And then I also, my labs, because I'm a vet, so my labs started coming back all normal because I lost weight. So I'm not getting the same lab results as I was, say, a year ago. I was 274 pounds, and my labs were not bad, not horrible, but they weren't. They weren't great. Yeah, they weren't good. But now that I've changed these things, my labs came back all good and stuff, and I have better sleep. So I notice I sleep better. I think the thing is that I just don't give a shit anymore. I don't worry about things that are out of my control. I just say, yeah, it is what it is. I'm not gonna stress over shit because I have everything I need. I have everything I ever wanted. Um, Everything that I wanted. I had to work hard as an electrician to get to this point, but even the electrical business was pretty freaking cutthroat too because I had to find jobs. I had to travel, get to the job, and then one day I might be digging a ditch. One day I might be running conduit. One day I may be on my back setting pole cans. Oh, there was just so many different things I did. And a lot of people say, oh, why don't you go back and be an electrician again? It's like, dude, I don't want to do that shit no more. I just don't want to do it. You know, I mean, it's good money, but in my mind, my peace of mind is way more important than chasing the dollar bill. It's just the way I grew up in a poor, freaking lower middle class family in the 70s. And we didn't have any money. We were like scroungy kids digging in dumpsters. If you ever seen the picture of David Wells from the Yankees back in the 90s, David Wells was a pitcher for the Yankees. They called him Boomer. I went to school with David back in 1970, in the early 70s, and grew up in a little town called Ocean Beach, California. So we were all kind of just ratty little kids back then. Who knew that he was going to go on to be, pitch a no-hitter in 1998. But in the 70s, we were just scroungy little kids at a little place called Robb Field playing Little League. So I don't know how I got, how the fuck did I get out the subject? But that's just some old background and stuff. When I'm talking about this keto diet is it's helped me just kind of live a better life compared to the life that we used to live. That's what I was trying to get at. We used to live like really shitty. So the keto diet, you really can't go wrong. It's not going to fix all the mental issues, I don't think, because some of us are just screwed up. And some of us are just jacked up in life. You can eat better, but, I mean, it isn't going to help. It'll help your labs. I don't know about the mental aspect of things, but. So here's to the keto diet. The keto diet, basically, cottage cheese, strawberries, very good, very healthy for you. Strawberries, and then a couple of eggs. So there you go. Bon appetit. I'm going to change your life little by little, and you come from a shitty background or not a shitty background or whatever. If you're older, a boomer, late older boomer that nobody really even bothers with, do yourself a favor and try to eat better, I guess. Thanks for watching.